Whoa, that's bright. Much better. Oh, fuck. Don't know why I'm streaming again, but I am. Because I can. Oh. Oh, fuck. Cold. Always cold. Nothing's up. Just bored out of my freaking mind. I don't want to play games anymore, and there's nothing to watch. I can't. I don't want to go outside. I'll have to start. If I go outside, I'll open the door of the shelter, and all the warm air will leave. And I don't want to start a big fire tonight. I don't want to use my wood yet, but it's about. It's about negative, like negative 16 right now, 16 to 18 Fahrenheit. Sorry, Celsius. Negative 18 degrees Celsius. Kev, welcome. Yeah, I'm not much of a night owl. It's only 12. It's just trying to figure out a few things. I don't like what's going to happen. So I found out today I'm not working for the next 2 weeks. My boss she doesn't book for the Christmas and New Year's. So we're closed down this week and we reopen next week after after the first. So that makes me want to panic. Hey Kev, welcome as a member. I'm really happy you joined up. Not much is up, Fruity Pebbles. Not much. Just laying in my cocoon. It just reached negative 18. Don't have a bonfire going yet. I'm going to save that for tomorrow. And just waiting for Monday to hit, so I can go pick up my meds for next month. Oh, it's not too bad. Negative 18 is not too bad. Tomorrow is going to be negative 22. Friday is negative 30. Friday is going to be a cold one, so I'll have a bonfire going all night long. I want to make a comment to that, but I don't. Ever since I got divorced, the whole betrayal, I can't even handle being touched by another human being. Like, someone bumps into me, it completely grosses me out. Or makes me very angry. It's. That really shook my. That just destroyed my trust in humanity. And yeah. I think I want to go out and have a small fire, but I don't want to waste my wood. I could go out, but it's snowing and it's cold. Um, fuck. You know the last time I hugged another human being? About 5 years since I've given another person. No, that's not true. I gave a person a hug this year. I was sitting on a rock. He was walking by crying. It's a whole funny story. I'm sitting there on a rock down in a park near where my camp was. Guy stops. He's walking by me and stops right in front of me. Looks at me and he says, "I know this is going to be really strange, but can I have a hug?" I gave the guy a hug because I needed the human contact. And yeah, he starts to cry. I asked the guy what's wrong. He's like, "Oh, I don't know, just having a bad day. I don't know what it is. Could be the mushrooms. He was he took mushrooms, and it's like, yeah, that'll do it. He was having a bad trip, but before that, I think it's been 5 years, and I think since then it's been uh April, May, June, July, 9 to 10 months since I've actually touched another person. Wow, it's been that long. But yeah, I'm just going about it, trying my best, and I don't know. Just having one of those nights where I'm trying to keep my mind occupied with whatever I can. Because if I go too hard into my thoughts, my own mind, things get dark pretty damn fast. And I don't really need to be depressed over the next week. It's Christmas. I want to not be completely down in the dumps and depressed on Christmas. And no, it's very hard to stay positive. Like, for fuck's sakes, I'm in the woods by myself. Negative 18. Gonna be negative 30 over the next 2 days. Negative 30. Alone. In a tent. Really hard not to let your head get to you. Not camping. It's a long story. But believe it or not, I used to make a lot of money in my life. I did very well for myself when I was in my career. I was a crane operator, a tower crane operator. I helped put up condominiums, a lot of homes, buildings, stuff like that. The really, really tall skyscraper kind of deal. Used to work on those, but I got sick. Started having seizures when I was at on the job, and you start having seizures with in this country, you lose all your licenses, and I can't do that job anymore because of it. It's a lot of licenses. Got really sick. They didn't stop, and my health really declined. Walking got hard. Got a horrible divorce. She started to screw around on me, and yeah, trying to get on disability and everything, but kind of turned out I have something called multiple sclerosis. So I'm now in the woods. I'm trying to get on disability, but up here in Canada, they rather try to push you to take MAID, which is medical assistance in death with assisted suicide. And yeah, I've been in the woods for quite a while now. Like, the nearest person, the nearest house is my boss's house, and it would take me about 2 hours to walk to. And I'll also work. It's also towards work, but it would take me 2 hours to walk to. To walk into town takes about 3 hours, three and a half hours, where I do my shopping. I get there in about 15, 20 minutes by hitchhiking. Oh, it is what it is. I don't mind being in the woods. I just wish I wasn't so freaking cold out tonight or tomorrow. But tomorrow I'll have this nice, huge bonfire. And then I'll keep that going for 3 straight days, 4 straight days, just so I don't freeze. Well, dirty chicken. We got a lot of people from the UK here. Cornish is from England. What are you doing up so late? It's like, what, 12 o'clock here. So, one, two. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, man. Did you just wake up or you haven't gone to bed yet? Oh, thank you, man. It's 5 a.m. in England, man. It's 5 a.m. They're 5 hours ahead of me. So, well, sorry, it's 4:50. And I've got someone trying to scam me on Reddit. So someone messaged me on Reddit, and apparently he rents an apartment where he takes care of 124 children with HIV. The guy's complete bullshit, and I'm like, you're trying to get me to give you money, man. I don't got money for dinner tomorrow. I don't got money for supplies to last me to Monday. Yeah, no, I don't. I want to keep my sleeping patterns different now for the next couple of days because it's going to be so cold overnight. Like -30 is nothing to sneeze at. It's terrifying. You can take boiling water and it'll freeze instantly if you toss it up in the air. -30 is scary. So I want to be up during the nighttime so I can keep the fire going all night. The big fire I'll have going. And if I have to, I'll just sleep during the day or stay 3 days up straight. But I'll just sleep during the day so I can avoid those bitter cold nights. Yeah, someone was trying to ask me for money on Reddit. Like, apparently, it's the weirdest thing. Like, why would you pick, of all people you could try to ask, why you pick me? Like, the thing is, this there's a few things I would, if I had money right now, like, if I had 30 bucks in my name and you came to me saying, yeah, I'm in a bad situation, I can't buy my medications for tomorrow, I need $30. I'd give you my last $30 because I know what it's like to go without meds and it sucks. But I don't get why to target me when you just take a quick glance at either the Reddit or the YouTube. You know I got fuck all. I got no money. Why target me? But that's honestly, like, again, that's one thing I would do. If anybody came to me telling me that they are in a desperate situation, they have medication for XYZ, and they need this amount of money, and if I got that amount of money, if that's the only money I've got, that's what I'm going to give them. Because I've been there. I've been there where I didn't have my medications. I went during the spring for about 5 days without any of my meds. Now I have more medications than I did back then, but I went about 5 days with the two medications that help control the seizures. My seizures aren't caused from multiple sclerosis. MS doesn't cause seizures. It's more like a byproduct. They are bad when I have a lot of anxiety and stress. So, yeah. I went 5 days without my medication, anti anxiety, basically Xanax, and my antidepressants. And I made it for 5 days until I had a really massive seizure. I don't remember having it. Of course, I never do. I lost like the entire afternoon. Memory was wiped clean, was just gone. And I hit the ground. I don't remember any of it. And I just remember kind of coming to. My body's nothing but the worst pain you can imagine from head to toe. That's what happened when you have a seizure. Your body seizes as like all the muscles stretch out at the exact same time, and you can't move. You're not conscious. When it ends, all your muscles are like you've had the most intense workout of your life. They're sore. They're in pain. It's hard to move. And when it stops, your whole body just relaxes. And I don't. It can vary from person to person. I don't know how long I was there until I came to, but I came to, got myself up, had to throw those pants I was wearing away because when your body when it finally stops, everything releases, and I ruined a pair of pants. But that's because I went 5 days without meds. Like it's that's my soft spot for anybody. I would do. Max, I am in Canada, and NOP. I don't smoke weed at all. Dirty chicken up here in Canada. We've got free healthcare, but our medications you have to pay for unless you get on the Trillium medical benefit plan from the government, which they denied me for. I applied for supplementary insurance that was going to cost $100 a month. I'm paying $630, so it would help a lot. And I just got notice that I got denied for that insurance today, which sucks. So my medications come out of my pocket. I have a part-time job, so what I make during a month just about covers my medication. Yep, I'm an Ontarian. I don't like smoking weed, but my seizures are under control. Again, it's the anxiety and stress related. I have them when they're more common for me when I'm suffering from anxiety and high levels of stress. And I have an anti-anxiety medication that I take that kind of keeps that from happening. Mind you, throw me on a city bus, and I'm stressed to the max. Oh no, it's $630 for the essential medications, and plus another $20 on top of that for the one I'm supposed to take with every single meal. Because one of the side effects of the medication is my body isn't working that well to break down and process food. So for a few months since I've been on the new meds, I was malnourished. Which how can a big guy like me be malnourished, right? But I wasn't breaking down proteins and whatnot. Carbs, no problem. Sugars, no problem. But my body wasn't breaking down the proteins, so they just prescribed me something I'm supposed to eat 15 minutes before I eat a meal. It helps break down protein. Max, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. If that makes sense. The best way I can put it is I don't. If there is a God, I don't believe he wants you to sit in a church for your entire life. And if there is a God, I just hope he thinks I did enough good for him to say, hey, attaboy, good job. As my grandfather would say is, all I hope when I die is God has me 30 seconds before the devil knows I'm dead. Often, yeah. The stars out here are beautiful. I get all stars all the time. I'm actually an avid stargazer. I have a story about that. I'm constantly looking up in the night sky because when I was a kid, I was living, not a kid, but teenager. I used to have the fires in my backyard with my grandfather. I lived with him. He would sit out in the fire, and he was an older man, too. He would have been like 94 at the time. Glass of whiskey in his hand, staring at the fire. I was laying down on the grass looking up. And I started screaming, holy shit, because there were lights in the sky rushing across the sky at an unbelievable speed. No sound. 7 of them in a line. Perfect line. Then they dead stopped. Like, just stopped. And then shot across the sky the other way. Were just gone in a second. It was scary. Ever since then, I've been a very avid stargazer. I have a tent. I've got a tent little thingy that I worked on to be pretty warm and defensive. I have seen the northern lights, and they are beautiful. Tonight would actually be a pretty good night to do that. I don't think so. Where I am located right now, it's pitch black. It will be a good spot to see the northern lights. Yeah, no, like my shelter is a tent. It's just a cheap tent. but I've reinforced it. Like underneath the tent is about 7 inches worth of leaves inside of garbage bags. In the tent, underneath me, there is my 2 sleeping pads, a tarp, a painter's tarp, 3 of my sleeping bags. Over me, I have 4 sleeping bags, a heated sleeping bag. Then you got the tent around me. Over the tent is a single white sheet for the whole thing. Over that is more garbage bags crushed flat full of leaves, duct taped together, covering the whole shelter. Over that is one of those orange concrete tarps for they're winterized, and over that is a big green tarp. Ace, I live in the woods. Ace, I would love to get a dog. I've always wanted a German Shepherd. I would get a German Shepherd, but not in this situation. It would be irresponsible for me to keep an animal the way I am. Eventually, when I get myself out of the situation and have my own little land and a place to, I get a tiny home of my own. We'll say I'll get a tiny home. That's when I would be able to get a dog. I would get a German Shepherd. XLYG, yeah, I remember. I hope you found a new. I hope you got the place. You were looking for a place in Toronto. You were leaving the Gerrard Square area. Yeah, you were moving last time we talked. I'm not in Toronto anymore. I'm up in Sudbury. I am on my TNT. I'm on my year and 3 months. Been a year since October. I'm up in Canada though. Oh, Dirty Chicken, I agree with you 100%. You don't put an animal through your hardships. Damn! Downtown, though. Fuck, that must be expensive. Fuck. Downtown. Jesus. It's TNT. It's very cold up in Sudbury. Again, if I go a little bit south, I think Toronto is still in the positives. I think it's like 1 or 2 degrees in Toronto. Where I am, it's right now negative 18 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow is negative 22 degrees Celsius. Then Friday something else is negative 30. So yeah, it's a little bit cold. Well, I you should see some of the videos. I battle with raccoons. I had one of the little dirty bastards decide that my old tent, the old shelter I had, was a scratching post, and he tore holes in it. Um, I've been battling raccoons since I was in Toronto. I'm not a big fan of them. Kev, how do I do it? Uh, I have no choice. That's how you find a way. Like when I get up tomorrow, around 5 o'clock tomorrow, I'm going to start a fire at the front of my shelter. I've got 2 fire pits where I am. One is at the front of my shelter, about 10 feet away from the entrance. One is behind. The one behind is the one where I do my streaming and I cook my meals. The one in front is a much bigger pit where I can get a big bonfire going. I use actual logs. I'd say each log is, 14 inches thick. Get a big fire going on, throw 6 logs on, and they'll burn for 5 to 6 hours. And the coals will keep for about 4 hours after that. And every like 5 hours, I throw 6 more logs on. I spent the last 3 days gathering wood so I can have a burn going for 3 straight days because it's going to be that cold. I'm going to use that. It's going to heat enough of the area up around my shelter and whatnot that I will be able to survive. Puerto Rico, welcome. Meds are okay. Meds aren't too bad. I have enough to last until the 23rd. Um, I got my paycheck in. I will cash that. I have just enough to cover my medications. And by the 23rd, the only thing I don't have to last until my next trip to get my meds and everything is I'm out of supplies. I did a shop today with what I had. I bought some cabbage and eggs and rice. And that's the meal I cooked earlier. But honestly, I'm pretty much completely out of supplies. Terrifying. And I got some cans laying around hidden. The medications are for multiple sclerosis. Yesterday we did a stream and I started screaming on the stream like every swear word in the book. So bad I got that video got isn't monetized. But my leg decided to spasm, and when it spasms, it Charlie horses, and it just doesn't stop. Like you can go on for an hour. It's horrible. The meds help control the spasms and help my brain properly connect to my leg. If I'm using my meds, it makes it so I can actually lift my left leg up, and it takes away the pain. Without the medication, my leg feels like it's getting shot, stabbed, electrocuted, and set on fire while being crushed, all at the same time. It's a lot of pain, and it drags behind me. The medication takes away that pain, and I get a lot more use out of my left leg. And it's getting worse. Multiple sclerosis. It hits everybody differently. But that's what I've got. I've got 9 different medications, 25 pills a day. 2 of them are for the seizures. There are an anti-anxiety and an antidepressant. The other meds are for MS. It's slowing down the symptoms and the progression. Oh, I lived with it for that. It got really bad over the last 6 months. It got really, really bad over the last 6 months. Like I was walking with a limp. A walk that now was taking me 10 minutes was taking me an hour. That's how bad it was. Like my leg was dragging behind me all the time. But with the new cocktail of medication they've got me on, the pain is gone and I've got more use out of it. So it's not too bad. You too. You have a great night. And I just felt like streaming today. Like just trying to keep my mind occupied, talk, do stuff. Dirty chicken, you're gonna be surprised how much you can deal with when it's constant. Like when dealing with pain is one thing. Like you fall down, break an arm, and deal with pain, that's hell. But if you've got pain, like an unbearable level of pain that doesn't stop, you adjust. Your brain you just get used to it, and it's just something that's there. But it's noticeable when it disappears. Like your whole mood changes when that pain is finally gone. When it's been like a constant thing there for 6 months, 7 months, and getting worse. That's one thing I noticed. It was about a week after I started these medications back in September. It was about a week after that I just noticed I'm not limping anymore. Then I like lifting up my leg. I can actually lift my leg, and the pain is gone. It's like I I was so much a lot of weight was lifted off my shoulders. It was like the depression was gone. I haven't looked at the link yet. No, not yet, but I will. Nah, man. No, you just hold on to that. Treat yourself, man. Treat yourself for Christmas. Oh, Josh, isn't it such a nice thing when the pain is finally gone? There is a Discord. It's in my you can access it by the it's in my YouTube profile where the links are. You can jump on it that way. I've got a perma link in there now. A lot of cool people there. Oh, thank you. Evening Star. There's nothing behind me except a wall. Well, not even a wall. It's fabric. Ooh, that's not nice. That's cold. I've got a little bit left. I've got a little bit left to last until I'm thinking Friday, but I'm going to take a trip. And I know what I'll do in worst case scenario. I I'll walk around town and do some scrapping if I've got to. Do some canning if I've got to. See what I can find, and I always find something. I always find a way. I make I get paid on my check will be in my. I'll have the money in my account for Monday when I can go get my medications. So I'll be fine by then. But I've got some stuff now. I've got some stuff here. I got a lot of veggies here. If you ever notice when I'm cooking, there's always vegetables, always a bloody ton of vegetables because I'm not a vegetarian. I just think meat is way too expensive and overpriced. And if I do get meat, I don't actually buy meat. Like I'll go to the butcher shop and buy scraps, stuff that they just sell to the restaurants for dirt cheap, where you can get like 2 pounds of beef mixed with pork and stuff in a bag for like $2 or less. Dirty chicken, you can ask a sensitive question, yes. Just remember, you're going to get a sensitive answer. Hobbies, I end up fishing a lot. I don't have a fishing rod anymore. The reel broke, but I've got fishing line and hooks, so I just tie that to a stick and I catch a lot of perch and like perch and bluegill, and they've actually been pretty good to me, consisting of a lot of my protein. Dirty chicken, you got the, you can ask a question. I've been fighting for ODSP for 4 years. Our system is slow. That's not a sensitive question. Jesus Christ. A sensitive question would have been like, well, what happened with your ex-wife? How many guys did she sleep with? Which was a lot. She slept with my entire friend group. That's not a sensitive question. For God's sakes, man. That's hilarious. Uh, I've been in the area for a while. Uh, I dug a hole in the ground that is like, I'd say about 4 feet deep. Uh, Over that, I took a 5 gallon bucket, cut a hole out of the bottom, plugged it on top, fused I melted a toilet seat to the top of it so it's nice and comfortable, and around it, I stuck sticks in the ground so it's like its own little encapsulated private area. I built somewhat of an outhouse, but it's more of a latrine. Would I rather fight a horse-sized duck or a duck-sized horse? I wouldn't want. I don't want to hurt any animals. I want to love the animals. Nah, man. I'm an open book. I don't hide anything. unless it's stuff I'm not allowed to talk to. Like I have an NDA from my old job, so I'm not allowed to discuss the where I worked or what had happened there. As long as I can talk about it, I probably will. Like I'm a person of no shame. I, I'd rather just be myself, chill and chat with you guys and everything. I have no problem being 100% honest 100% of the time. Well, Josh, it hurts me very much when I talk about the divorce, but long story short, I got out of the hospital because I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. I was having nonstop seizures, seizure after seizure after seizure. They're trying to figure out what's going on. We finally got it under control because we were trying medications at one after another, and I couldn't go back to work after that. I was at home, and my ex-wife, just wasn't there. In fact, she never showed up once to the hospital when I was in there. This is 2019, pre-COVID, so she could have been there. She never showed up. Uh, it wasn't long after I got home from the hospital, like maybe 2 weeks, that she comes to me with paperwork for a divorce. So yeah, that. Come to find out, she was only with me because I had been pulling in a lot of money. I was in the high six figures, man. I was up at $200,000 a year. Crane operators make bank. But yeah, that's what happened. And come to find out that she had actually been sleeping with my entire friend group. So I don't have friends now. Like, they're all dead to me. I do have friends, but they're all on Discord. James, I've already got it planned out how much it would cost for me to get a place of my own, my way. I would only need $25,000. I would own my own property, very small land. Like I'd do something like the Green Project or find some cheap land myself, where you get like an acre of land for like $5,000. Put up my own tiny home. I could do that for like $2,000. I've got the skills to build like that, and solar, and I'd have my own place forever. Plus backup and whatnot. Um, Dirty. It was very fun. I love that job a lot. I always like being up at the top of my crane. I always have the urge to jump though. When I'm up in high places, I get that urge to just jump. Oh man, Mike, I don't want to live a lavish lifestyle. Let's say tomorrow I wake up and one of my long forms hit 500 million views. That's $5 million. My lifestyle wouldn't change that much. The only thing that would change is it'd be on my own land, where I would have a proper four walls around me, a proper bed to sleep in, and consistent power, and maybe Starlink internet and a dog. That's all that would change. I wouldn't be like rolling around in a Benz or anything like that. Well, for fucking can't even drive, so why would I? I don't need all that stuff. I just need enough to live, and I don't need much to be happy. Mind you, I'd go for somewhere with a lake because I do need a fishing rod to go fishing. I like to fish. That's all I need. Oh, I even quit nicotine. This isn't nicotine. This is non-nicotine. I've got to the point I've gone 5 days without nicotine now. Oh, money does not change. I've had money. I'm the same guy I was when I had money that I am right now. Money changes you only if you let it. And I don't need big expensive things to be happy. I never have. Well, how do I kill my spare time, Jake? What I'm doing right now is one of them. This is what I do for when I'm I need something to do, but I read a lot of books. Uh, or we'll go on. I'll go on the Discord. We'll play Scrabble or the Battle for Polytopia or Colonists. It's a Settlers Catan knockoff, and yeah. And when I get invested in something like Scrabble, the first few games we played at Scrabble, I got my ass kicked. I was like getting 30 points in the game, and they're all up at like 150, 200. Now they can't beat me in Scrabble because I went to the library to charge my stuff, grabbed the dictionary, started reading it and memorizing words. I then signed out that dictionary, and I think I've got like 90% of that dictionary memorized. So now we're playing. They're getting their asses kicked. I'm walking out with like 400 points. Max, I do make a little bit of very little bit of money. That's what I'm waiting for is my YouTube pay to get in so I can afford my medication. I do around. It depends month to month. The best month I had was $400. Last month was like 200. This month's pay is coming in on the 23rd, which will be 300. I just read whatever I find. I don't really have any recommendations for books. Uh, Dirty Chicken. I am okay for winter clothes. I don't like heavy winter gear. I have a set of long underwear, like they're called long johns. They are from toes to neck. It's like a onesie, like a baby would wear, but they're called long johns, long underwear. That is my first layer. Over that, I'll wear a t-shirt and sweatpants or jeans. Over that, a hoodie and a sweater. I like the layers. I do go to Toronto a lot. I was there a couple weeks ago to do some paperwork. I was trying to get an insurance plan for my medication, but I did not get that plan. Also, I have to go to Toronto. That's where my doctor's is and my lawyer's is because I'm actually in the process of fighting for disability for ODSP, Ontario Disability Pension, and I'm trying to get a case going against the social workers for telling me to kill myself. Oh, Jake, I don't like reading on my phone, and I need to conserve my power. I'm in the woods, man, talking on a phone. This is killing my power. I can't really use the phone too much for activities like that, like reading, because I need the power. I have some battery banks, but I have to go into town, sit at the library for a couple hours to charge. I have empty bottles I fill up. I'll walk down for about a half an hour to the truck stop and fill them up there. Oh no, Garo. Even then, when I read, I prefer to have paper. I prefer to have the actual book in my hand. I find it really hard getting into reading something on a phone. I'm so trained to YouTube shorts and short articles from a phone that a screen I have no interest in reading, but a book I really get absorbed into the actual pages of the book. My imagination gets going. I have a vivid imagination when it comes to reading, and on the paper, it's more engaging on paper. Those hand crank chargers, Kev, don't actually work. To charge your phone from 0 to 100 with those things, the hand cranks at max speed top out at 5 volts. You're more likely to get 3 volts consistently. That's going to take 6 hours to charge your phone. Do I think penguins have knees? I don't know. Shit. Fuck, do penguins have knees? No, Mike, I don't. I don't really need one either. I like having a reason to go to the library, and I think it's better for me, even if it's every couple of days or every 5 days, 3 to 5 days to go to the library and charge. I get to go inside in either the air conditioning or the heat, sit in a nice, comfortable chair, use their internet to download some movies, and charge my stuff there. That's another main reason why I like going to the library is I get to download movies and not use my data. Bandroid, well, up here they're dead right now. It's too damn cold. No, but seriously, I like going to the library to charge my stuff. That's another thing no one understands. I like being at the library. I get to pick out some new books, bring them back with me, sit and use free Wi Fi, download some movies and TV shows without using my cellular data. Holy crap, thank you very much for the super. Thank you, I appreciate that. Merry Christmas to you too. Man, Michael, go to the actual library where you can get Wi Fi. I've got 4 power banks. They're all smaller ones, though. They're all 10,000 milliamps. Jackeries are one of the kings. Our king. Jackeries are basically a power bank that you can charge with solar. I've done a little bit of trapping, very little bit of trapping. I've caught a rabbit and I felt bad for it, so not really. Fishing more like yes, always. I can always fish. I actually love the library. Like it's been my safety. Oh shit. Uh, I gotta check something. Yeah. So I have like 2 minutes left before I have to end this stream. I don't have much power in this bank left, and tomorrow I have to head into town to charge. That's my last power bank, and I've got to have power in my phone. So I'm gonna have to end this stream in about a minute. Oh, Mike, with the rabbit, I set up a snare and snared a rabbit. It was dead. I skinned it and I cooked it over the barbecue, and it was terrible. Where I feel bad is I ended up using the whole rabbit. I ate the rabbit, no problem. I didn't enjoy it though. I didn't have the right spices to do it justice. If I'm going to do it again, I'm going to need some coriander and star anise to take the gaminess out of the meat. Wandering the West, what would help me the most right now? About $50,000. That's what would help me the most. Nah, man. Uh, Again, I have no way to receive anything by mail. I don't have a post office box. I don't have $200 to spend on. Sorry, $250 to spend on a post office box. I have no way to get mail. But it's been fun, guys. I'm sorry. I wish I could stick around a little bit longer. Family's dead. The only family I had was my grandparents, my grandfather. Even I'm estranged. I was estranged from my dad for many years, but he died, and my grandparents both died about 18 years ago. It was the 18th anniversary of his death was on the 14th of December. I lived with them for most of my adolescence, but yeah, it's just me. Oh, I miss my grandfather. You guys have a good night. And I've already talked to my boss about having things sent to work. She said no because there's also a lot of trolls out there. You guys take care now. Bye bye.